In today's video, we'll be installing the SX Rotary Braided brake line kit along with the clutch line. The advantages over the stock rubber ones are a firmer and more responsive brake pedal. Because they do not expand under pressure, they are less likely to get punctures, they have a longer life, and you can choose various colors to match your car. I'll post a link to the brake lines and clutch line in the description along with the special tools you need for this install. So hit the like button if you're excited about this mod, subscribe if you're new, and let's start the install. Since filming this was a bit tricky to do at home, I came to Sunside Tuning, my go-to place for almost 10 years and one of the few ones I trust my rotary with. You can check out their project in the description. Alright, so first off, we need to jack up the car, remove the wheel nuts, and take off the wheel. Do this for all 4 wheels. Next, spray some WD-40 where the metal brake line meets the rubber one. Do this on the 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. Now take a wire brush and brush the connections to get rid of accumulated rust and debris. To release the nut that connects the brake lines, you will need this special wrench built specifically for that. This way you'll avoid rounding up the nut. So with a special wrench, release the nut to unstuck it and then tighten it back. Do this on all 4 brake line connectors. Now it's time to tighten this fluid stopping clamp on the rubber brake line. We're doing this to prevent fluid from coming out when removing the brake line from the caliper. Next, use a ratchet to release the bolt holding the brake line to the arm and then take it out. When done, detach the brake line. Now use a ratchet to release the bolt that holds the brake line to the caliper. A bit of fluid will spill out, but it will stop immediately because we've added the clamp to hold the fluid. Now take the bolt that came with the kit, put on a copper washer that also came with the kit, insert it in the new long brake line, and then put another copper washer at the bottom, just like this. Next up, insert the bolt holding the brake line in the caliper and then screw it in only by hand for now. Put the rug under the connection where the brake lines meet. Release the nut halfway with your wrench, then use a screwdriver to slide out the safety pin. Next, continue releasing the bolt with the wrench, and once almost loose, continue to unscrew it with your hand and then pull out the bottom rubber brake line and drop it on the floor. Immediately grab the new brake line, insert it in the metal one and tighten back the nut. Firstly with your hand and then with the wrench. But don't do it all the way because you have to slide back the safety pin so that it sits like this. And then you can tighten the nut with your wrench until it's nice and tight. And now that we see fluid coming out of the new brake line, we can tighten the bolt that holds it to the caliper. Spray the parts where brake fluid leaked with some water to get it off. Now take the bracket that came with the kit, slide in the brake line, and as it is, you'll have some trouble putting the bolt in. So to make it easier, simply straighten up the bracket with a screwdriver so that the holes are aligned, and then slide in the bolt and bolt it back on the arm so that it's nice and secure. If we turn the wheel, we can see that the brake line can move freely, and it's not getting twisted in a way that would block the passage of fluid. So this brake line is now installed. Repeat the exact same process for the other front one. Check your brake fluid reservoir, and if you see that the fluid is getting near the low mark, pour in some more up to the full mark. Always keep an eye on it to avoid fluid getting too low and air entering the system. Now repeat the exact same process for the 2 rear brake lines. Block the flow with this clamp, release the bolt holding the line to the caliper, unscrew it, take it out and let it hang. Now put a new copper washer on the new bolt, slide the bolt in the new short brake line, and put a copper washer at the bottom. When done, insert it in the caliper and you can tighten the bolt with your ratchet right away. Release the nut halfway so you can slide out the safety pin. Using pliers will make it easier. Release the nut all the way, pull out the rubber brake line and throw it on the floor. Immediately insert the new brake line and start tightening the nut. Insert the guide pin and tighten the nut until it's nice and snug. For the last twist, make sure to use the special wrench to avoid rounding the nut. Now spray the area of leaks with water to clean it up. Next up, tighten the blocking clamp on the rubber clutch line, which is located near the spark plugs above the starter on the driver's side. Use the special wrench to release the nut a bit, remove the safety pin with a screwdriver, unscrew the nut until you can get the rubber clutch hose out. Take your new brake line and insert it inside the metal brake line. Screw the nut a bit, then slide back the safety pin and tighten the nut until it's nice and snug. Remember to check the master cylinder reservoir and fill it up as needed. Now it's time to remove this bracket to make some space. Simply unscrew and remove the top bolt, then pull the bracket out a bit, but don't exaggerate. Use your special wrench to release the nut, slide the rug under it and release it some more. Remove the safety pin with a screwdriver and then unscrew the nut until you can detach the rubber hose. Quickly attach the new braided hose to it and start tightening the nut. Never force the nut when you're initially tightening it. It must go in smoothly. Next, slide back the safety pin and tighten the nut until it's nice and snug. Screw back the nut on the bracket and tighten it. With the brake and clutch lines now installed, it's time to bleed them. We're gonna start with the clutch line. Locate this nipple right here. For bleeding air out, I suggest you invest in some speed bleeders that will replace the bleeding nipples on the brakes and the one on the clutch. Speed bleeders do not let air back when pressing the clutch or brake in the bleeding process. Simply screw out the stock nipple and screw in the speed bleeder. I'll post a link to them in the description. Now simply put a rubber hose on the clutch nipple or speed bleeder. The other part can be put in a separate bottle if your fluid is old. Mine has less than 1 year, so I can reuse it. Next, release the nipple with the wrench so fluid can come out and then pump the clutch until bubbles stop coming out and you see a steady stream of fluid. When this happens, tighten the nipple and remove the hose. Try pressing the clutch and changing gears to see if it all goes smoothly and the clutch does not stuck to the floor and doesn't want to come back. If it's all good, we can now bleed the brakes. The bleeding procedure is the following: passenger rear wheel, driver rear wheel, passenger front wheel and driver front wheel. Pour some brake fluid in your bleeder bottle and screw on your cap with hose. You want to make sure that the hose is under the liquid so that it doesn't suck air back in the brake lines. Next up, locate your bleeder valve and remove the rubber cap. Take your ratchet with 10mm socket and release the bleeder valve. Quickly insert your hose and make sure it's above your bleeder valve so that air does not go back in the system. Take your 10mm wrench and open your bleeder valve. You'll start seeing the old, dark, dirty fluid coming out slowly. Now slowly press the brake pedal halfway 8 to 10 times to push out the fluid. But don't press it all the way in because otherwise you'll damage the master cylinder seal. Next, check your fluid reservoir and pour in some new brake fluid up to the max indicator. Screw the cap back on and press down the pedals halfway 8 to 10 times again. Repeat this process until the fluid is clear and has no air bubbles inside. Once it's clear, close the bleeder valve, squeeze the end of the hose, pull it out and put back the rubber cap. Now refill your reservoir to the max line, close the cap and press the brake pedal, and you want it to be hard and not moving forward like previously. If it's soft, it means that there's trapped air in the system and you'll have to bleed the air out of that caliper. Repeat the process on the rear driver's side caliper. Repeat the same process on the front brakes. The only difference is that you'll have to use an 8mm key and socket to release the bleeder valve. When you finish bleeding the front brakes, refill the master cylinder with brake fluid to the max line and screw the cap on. Now push the brake pedal to make sure it's nice and firm. And here we go, the new braided brake lines and clutch line are installed. So now it's time to put the car on the ground and see if everything works well. The brakes work. So after a test drive, the brakes and clutch work perfectly, so we can call this install a success. As always, all items and tools are linked in the description, so leave a like, subscribe and check out more Rx8 videos on my channel.